Let's figure out where Ethereum could go in this cycle right now. How far could it correct? Maybe for some of you, this is important in order to set a stop loss. Let me remind you, at its peak, Ethereum was trading at almost $5,000. Now it has already corrected by 43% from the local all-time high where it was trading. Let's open it up and take a look. Yes, right here. Looking at it historically, last time Ethereum corrected by 80%. That's really significant. Now these cycles are getting smaller and smaller. We can see that Ethereum's volatility is becoming kind of strange. Last time it corrected by 60%, right? From such a local high. Here we see that it corrected by 40%. So on average now, Ethereum corrects by 50 to 60%, and then it slowly starts to recover. So if we look at a price of $5,000, a 50% correction would be $2,500 or $2,400. And a 60% correction would be somewhere around $2,000. So for those hoping to see Ethereum at a price of $1,300 or $1,500, friends, that's practically impossible. In other words, seeing Ethereum at that price, taking into account inflation and the whole history, is impossible. I mentioned this just today. Slava and I were talking about it. In my opinion, the minimum price for Ethereum that we might see is $2,700 per unit. So in reality, on a global scale, where we are right now, things aren't going to change drastically from these positions. Yes, Bitcoin could still correct by another 20%. That's for those who are holding back. Yes, Ethereum could still correct by another 35 to 40%. Altcoins could also correct by another 20 to 25%. Beyond that, well, I don't know. Further correction, taking into account the math, inflation, the market situation, economic problems, and everything else, in my opinion, is impossible. It's no longer possible to correct further. It would be interesting to hear what you think. Share your opinion in the comments. And if you want to know how DCA works, write DCA, and we'll explain how to set up an index bot on Bybit.